Hey everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday and that means it's NTNA Recap Show day. Get comfortable. You don't want to miss today's episode. We are taking down the 18 top finalists down to the 12. Next week, we're starting the big show. So get comfortable and we'll see you back here in just a couple minutes.
KUPA is proud to announce 2 new additions to the Manny Pro Passport family, introducing My Prince and My Princess, complete with an acetone-resistant control box and your choice of the KP60 or KP55 handpiece with speeds up to 30,000 RPMs. For more information, call 1-800-994-5872 or visit us online at www.kupainc.com.
Introducing KUPA's new revolutionary base and top coats. Gelfinity Base Coat creates a superior adhesive bond between the natural nail and gel polish without causing damage to the nail plate. Combine that with Gelfinity Gel Top's ability to seal soak-off gel polish, encapsulating it in an armor coat that will not fade, chip, or peel. The best part, it cures to a no-wipe, high-gloss finish that lasts for weeks. For more information, contact us at 1-800-994-5872 or go to us on the web at www.kupainc.com. And welcome to another episode of the NTNA Recap Show. I'm Elaine Watson, Executive Vice President of KUPA Incorporated, and I am joined by Beth Livesey, Executive Editor of Nails Magazine.
Hi everyone, good morning.
We're on episode 3.
Already. Yeah,
where is 2019 gone?
I know, it's going to be June.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Those of you turning in every week, this is second part. It's episode 3, but it's the second part of Swarovski's challenge.
Exactly.
Our sponsor this week is Swarovski, and we have a special guest that we weren't able to show last week that I finally have a beautiful picture of. So our special guest judge for this challenge is Gina Silvestro.
Love Gina.
Really excited. So Swarovski, though, I want to say, I'm thinking, is it her? It's her Beauty Academy, isn't it?
Well, she does work with the Beauty Academy,
Academy.
Swarovski Crystals is this.
I wanted to make sure I was getting it right because it is Swarovski. Create your own style.
Yeah.
Crystal Beauty Academy.
Right. Yeah.
And who doesn't love Gina?
I know. We all do. We all do. Yeah.
We are from the Northeast together. She's from back east. Never knew her until the nail industry, and then found out a high school friend of mine, her and I share.
That's crazy.
Talk
I didn't know
about
that either.
Small world.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So she's special to me.
She's very special.
So before we get into, because we're at the top 18 now, and we're at the end of today's broadcast going to announce who the top 12 are. Gives me goosebumps. But before we do, I think for anybody who's new to the NTNA, as repetitive as it sounds for you all that tune in every week, I think you should explain to the viewers.
I think that's a good idea. So Nail's Next Top Nail Artist is the only online professional nail art competition, and it's elimination style. So if you watch Project Runway, if you watch Top Chef, it's like that. So every week has a sponsor, and every week we're eliminating somebody, which is the worst is the worst part of this. But then also what's cool is every week there's a winner. So each week is sponsored by a professional nail company. So KUPA, for example, is a weekly sponsor. And then the winner of that week gets a special prize from that sponsor. And then when we get down to the last 3 people, we fly them to Premier Orlando. And we have a giant party
of all parties.
The giantest 600-person party you've ever been to, 600 of your closest friends, family, people you never knew you wanted to meet. And then we crown the winner live in front of everybody. And this year, the winner gets, we try to up the prize package every year.
Oh, cool.
And this year, the winner gets a ton of really cool stuff. So they get cash, they get a nails cover. But this year, and I wanted to announce that this week because it's Swarovski's challenge. Swarovski has agreed to give the winner of the contest a Swarovski crystal trophy.
Ooh.
So now you don't just get the regular trophy, you get a special crystal trophy made by Swarovski. They're going to engrave it for
priceless.
you. It's gorgeous. We've seen it. We'll be getting it and like showing it on social media, but
cool.
That's a big
You should
deal.
bring it and we should put it on the.
I'll bring it.
we should
I'm
put it right
terrified
here.
to hold it. You know, I'm like, if I
Don't
drop
drop
this,
it.
what will
You
happen?
should
to
bring
me?
your own guard that carries the trophy.
Swarovski, please send me an armored
That
guard.
would be so
Yeah.
cool. I can't wait to see what that looks like. I thought, well, if you've watched any of our videos, you saw last year's trophy.
Yeah,
That thing
and
was
I've already
amazing.
loved our trophy, but
Yeah.
like the fact that they're gonna give us a custom crystal cut trophy is just
I
super
have
cool.
footage of me stealing Val's
You did.
trophy.
You won NTNA for like a second.
I did.
Yeah.
I held it
Yeah.
and pretended like I had won Miss America.
Well,
it
there
was
you
great.
go. Well, now
I know,
you can
really
pretend
excited.
again this year. But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
exciting. The stakes are really high. But yeah, we're gonna get started next week already.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So like Beth said, KUPA is a sponsor of the NTNA, just
Right.
like everybody else, but we take it a little bit further.
Yeah.
Because, you know, why just attend the party if you can be like stand next to the host and let everybody think you're hosting it too.
Right.
So KUPA brings you this program every week because we feel like NTNA is such a fun competition that if we get all the techs involved and you guys start watching, get involved and get excited over these competitors, it makes you want to tune in and cheer them on.
Well, right, and the thing I forgot to mention that's probably the most important thing is you all watching can affect the outcome of this competition. So you can vote. Every week you can vote for your favorite artist, not for the pre-challenges because they're already done, but starting next week you can vote. So watch these recap shows and figure out who your favorite is, who you liked, vote for them and vote for them until the end because you may help someone win that crystal trophy, that money, that title. Like you can help. So
vote and share with your friends too.
Yeah.
Get your friends to vote for them.
Totally. Yeah.
And we are, I think, well, I don't have it in front of me, but I think we're like there's 6 left when we send our gift, but it's the 5 finalists left or when KUPA has our moment in the sun.
Absolutely.
Without further ado, we were about to go to our first of the 18, if everybody's cool. Oh, I have one more thing I forgot to say. I have KUPA's chat open.
Yes.
Beth has Nail's Facebook page chat on.
Talk to me.
So talk to us if you have questions or comments. We're going to pull stuff and we're going to talk about it on camera. So if John has cooled off from the stress and he's ready, do you want to go to the first picture, John? It's Anastasia Totty. I love her name, Hottie Toddy.
Oh, she is. Hot toddy.
She's
sounds
a
good.
hottie toddy, hot toddy. I like hottie toddy better. So this is, now maybe this would be a good time too to explain, discuss what it was that Swarovski asked of them.
So Swarovski does a lot of trend forecasting, which is one of the reasons why we really love them. They're on top of all the trends. They do a lot of cool trend events. And they decided that the main overarching trend for 2019 spring would be wanderlust. So, you know, the urge to travel, the love of like foreign places. And then they had some sub-themes that they identified, like they had adventure and some other ones. And what we asked the contestants to do was to do a theme, to do nails based on wanderlust, using the crystals, The previous challenge, the Day of the Dead challenge, was to be hand painted. This one we didn't have that specification, so they could do 3D, they could do whatever they want, but you know, they had to use those crystals, it had to give us some sort of hint of the Wanderlust theme, and it had to be on an actual hand. So that's what we're looking for. So you're gonna see a lot of different kinds of interpretations, and then some people did want to incorporate some of the sub-themes. Some people didn't, but they didn't have to, so it was a little bit more open than usual. But basically we're looking for trendy, spring, summer, glittery, crystally nail art, and I think these contestants, they did it. I think they brought it.
I feel like it's definitely a bigger challenge when you start getting into 3D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and these girls showed us what they were made of.
Yeah.
So Anastasia,
for
example, totally
middle
showed us.
finger, that elephant.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
everybody can see it. The
Yeah.
elephant, the middle finger,
Yeah.
the person on the ring finger.
I know.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Well-placed crystals.
Yes.
Got the trunk and
Glittery, but also showcasing some 3D talent there.
I'm gonna even zoom in even further
Yeah,
because
do
I'm
it.
curious what's going on in the thumb.
Yeah.
She's got, oh yeah, there's like a
bird.
water, there's floral, there's
Yes.
sun, there's a bird. The bird is very kind of Aztec mosaic.
Yeah, exactly. The painting on this too, I think, is really great. Like the elephant, you can see all the different tribal sort of patterns she incorporates. So I feel like Anastasia did a really nice mix here of like,
I'm feeling like water's flowing on that pointer without
crystal painting, 3D. Yeah. The base of the nails though were all kind of similar. They're all kind of that lilac-y color. Yeah.
So a lot of them work on like the tips ahead of time and then throw them on their hands to take the pictures necessary. So you got to get creative on how you're able to pull this off.
Yeah.
So our next competitor, number 2 of the 18, is April Lang.
And we were just talking about skiing, actually.
Oh, we
and
were.
So, like, how cute. I love that girl. I love the middle.
Yeah.
Finger, the ski.
I love it. I love her sweater, her hat.
And it's her. I believe it is April, but that is some good sculpting there.
That's cute. Is that a little VW bus?
Yeah, and then she did, and it says NTNA on the license plate.
That is super cute.
And
it's actually more like an Airstream.
More like an Airstream,
It's got the metallic color to it. Ooh,
Yeah.
I feel good. I got that. See, now listen, we're looking at a picture. There's no written description on this required or anything. So
there are descriptions.
There are.
There are.
But this
they're
is
on
raw.
the website.
We're looking at it and figuring it out. You did
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she, of course, did the Swarovski swan.
Oh, yeah, the swan.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Oh. And then she's got it. It's funny. She goes from winter to surf.
Yeah, I think she was kind of
Crossing through the border on Route 66.
Like through Texas, So I think she took the theme of travel very literally.
Yeah, I feel like she probably started in the East, went through Texas, ended up in California, and we're surfing.
Beautiful.
That is super cute.
Yeah.
So our third competitor is Ashley Hoffman.
Yes, so Ashley did a little bit more of an abstract take.
Yeah.
But I love the colors here and that ring finger. Man, I love
that's really cool.
that nail. That is some good work right there.
It reminds me of like a patchwork quilt.
Totally.
Kind of a quilting pattern.
Yeah, I mean, but that painting, I mean, that's not easy to get her lines like that. So I mean, the colors here are just really, really cool. And then that nail in particular, I love that one.
I like that middle nail too, the way that she has the big stones going across with the lines of them.
placement.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's more like a bracelet or a piece of jewelry.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Nice job.
So our next one is going to be the first competitor where we're sharing a video and their work. So first we're going to show Ashton Harlan, who again is a returning competitor.
I think she was inspired by a sub-theme, the sub-theme of adventure.
Yeah.
And so she did these kind of like, they look like geode nails. But we talked about Ashton when we talked about the audition videos. So because she's a return competitor, she's good with video. I mean, she's had a whole year to practice. So
that's another hint too. If you haven't made it this far, you know, keep watching the show because we're going to talk about all the wonderful things that these people did to get this far, and it might give you inspiration for next year.
For sure.
Submit next year, you'll have learned what to do and what not to do.
Absolutely.
So Ashton Harlan's video, we want to share that with you. We're going to break to that, but while we do, don't forget, we're watching the chat. So if you're in KUPA chat, I'm watching you. If you're in Nails chat, Beth's watching you, and we'll come back to maybe some questions or comments.
Yes.
So let's roll Ashton Harlan.
For our second pre-challenge of Next Top Nail Artist, Swarovski gave us the theme of Wanderlust. I was inspired by the adventure sub-theme for its Western Bohemian styling, mixed patterns, and large statement accessories. I started off by painting the index and pinky nails with neon coral gel polish. After curing, firmly press gold iridescent foil into the tacky layers. And next, apply a single coat of red glass gel. These nails are inspired by bandanas, but I felt the classic paisley print would make the overall look too cluttered and too cliché. So instead, I used a dotting tool and white gel paint and evenly placed diamond shapes across the nails. Next, I used a detail brush to drag each dot inwards to create a 4-petaled floral print. Next, use your dotting tool again and black gel paint to fill in the centers of each flower and evenly space black dots outside the flowers as well. The adventure sub-theme is about getting away from the crowd and reconnecting with nature. So on the remaining nail tips, I decided to create geode nails. I layered coats of blue, nude, gold, black, red, and teal. Each nail is layered differently to give it its own uniqueness. After the final layer, top coat and file through the colors until you like what you see. Top coat again, and your tips are done. It was hard for me to decide on one sub-theme with this challenge, but what I really liked about each one was the use of brooches. So this is my way of tying all of the sub-themes together and capturing the styling of Wanderlust. To create my nail brooches, I placed forms over the back portion of the nails and overlapping onto my fingers. I chose to sculpt them using polygel so that I could get the shapes perfect and save time on filing. I really like the lightweight qualities of polygels because it gives these nail brooches functionality. Once I was happy with each shape of my brooches, I cured and lightly buffed the surface. I wanted the base of these to look like aged leather, so I started by painting them with brown gel polish. After curing, I used gold chrome pigment and patted it into the tacky layer of each brooch. To give these pieces an aged look, I distressed them using brown and black gel polish. You can do this with a sponge as well, but I prefer to use a brush because I find it easier to pick up excess paint with the dry portion of the bristles. Once you're finished distressing, add a matte top coat and now you have leather. Now let's add some sparkle. Using nail glue and my crystal katana, I added Swarovski crystals and gold studs. And to finish off my brooches, I added Blossom Purple Edge Crystal Pixies. I wanted all my fingers to have some bling, so I added blue Swarovskis and gold studs to my bandana nails. And lastly, I used nail glue to attach my brooches to the geode nails, and here's my final look. Let me know what you think of my Western Bohemian look in the comments below.
So, Ashton's nails.
I mean, just exquisite.
All my comments are, of course,
Yeah.
beautiful, love the technique. She's getting really good comments in the KUPA chat about that she gave really good technique tips.
Yes.
So I think that's
Yes.
what a lot of nail techs want too when they tune in,
And
is
that's
to see these
actually
tips.
what the judges are looking for, and in particular Jan Arnold. She always says,
Yeah.
teach, don't tell. So don't just tell us what you did. I made a brooch.
Yeah.
I filed the nail down to reveal this holographic layer. No, like I did this, and
Yeah.
this is why I did it. And here's a quick tip for you. If you use this bit, this is what you're gonna get. Polygel makes a good brooch. Like, you know,
Yeah.
things like that are what people need to learn from.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think that engages with
It
the
does.
techs because
It
they want to
does.
know, how did you make this incredible
That's
piece
all
of work?
people ask.
I thought the brooch idea was really cool.
So stunning. And it's a Swarovski challenge, so to make jewelry is smart.
Yeah.
And then she had like that bandana inspiration, which I love because it's there, but it's not literal.
I like
Yeah.
her color choices. Now, you know,
Beautiful.
you could just sit there with a ton of colors and go, I'm going to do this, 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 and this.
Right.
But I would not have thought to use the colors she laid out.
No.
But the strange thing about it is, looking at it, it kind of has like a holographic look to it without it being holographic. I thought it was really
Absolutely.
cool. I like the set. Nice job,
Beautiful,
Ashton.
Ashton.
Really pretty. Our next one, I got a lesson on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is Boyana
Thank you.
Radoisic.
Thank you, Boyana, for helping us
Radoisic.
say your name
I
properly.
took a lesson to make sure I get this right. Let's all say it together. Boyana Radoisic.
Hi, darling.
So she'll let me know if I did it justice in the
It
chat. if
sounds
she's
better
there.
than what we were tripping over.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
She was really the only name I think this year I needed to learn.
Right.
The
I
others
agree.
I did
Yeah.
okay. But so Boyana's set, oh my gosh, so delicate and so sharp.
I love her work because I feel like she does these sharp nails. Like, she likes playing with length.
Yeah.
And I just love that she did this look. And then, I mean, that middle finger with like that metallic ring in the center of
Yeah.
it, interrupting that, and then going on. Like, I just think these are sharp. That is the perfect
They're
word
sharp.
to describe it. Like, the color choices, anything with like the black and the white, and then the pop of the color. I just think it was great.
I like the design on that thumb to be the base for the swan because
Yeah.
she didn't blatantly make it water.
Right.
She
yeah.
made it like geometric,
Yeah.
cool,
It's graphic.
and it's water.
Yeah, I just think this is I just think this was a neat set.
Yeah.
That it looked organized, it looked pulled together, but there are great color choices
Yeah,
here.
there's a little bit of it that brings it all together.
Yeah, and she showed
especially
us
you know
she
the
can do-
the ring finger and the pointer have
Right.
that stripe, and then the blue is in the middle. That's on
Right.
the other two.
And
It's
she's
really
saying, I
nice.
can do shapes. I can sculpt different shapes. Like, I like that she kind of showed us that.
Yep.
So I really appreciate
In
that.
KUPA's chat, Phyllis Carlson says, yes, 100% love learning tips and tricks on how you create. It tends to give new perspectives.
Thanks, Phyllis.
So yeah, thanks for that comment. And Mindy Jones, I love that you used a form to make the brooches instead of aluminum foil.
Yes.
So yeah, so they're definitely liking that you all are sharing and stuff.
Absolutely.
And Boyana's in. So I'm giving me hearts, so I think I did it right.
Better than tears and frowns and thumbs down.
The next one though I didn't get confirmation on, but I'm going with confidence. This is Carly Sneer.
Carly.
I think it's Sneer. Unless she corrects me,
I'm
she's
gonna
going to be
text
Sneer.
her after this, and I'm not.
I know.
One
I
for
didn't
all.
get a confirmation on Carly, but this is Carly's entry.
You have to see the video because I feel like the picture on these
Oh yeah.
doesn't show you just how freaking cool.
Yeah, I agree.
These nails.
I have to agree because when I watched these, I didn't know. I'm not going to give it away, but I didn't know the secret.
Me neither.
You wouldn't have
Me
known.
neither.
And this is where having your video on point and having your descriptions described because you don't realize what went into this set if you didn't know what went into this set.
Exactly.
So without further ado, let's just go to the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have never guessed.
I would.
Carly here with Nail's Next Top Nail Artist pre-challenge number 2, Wanderlust. This week's challenge was sponsored by Swarovski Crystal, and our inspiration was one of their trends from their 2019 Spring Summer Lookbook titled Leisure. Now these are some of the pictures we were given for inspiration. Leisure is all about luxury, opalescence, being exclusive, being privileged, indulgence. So what better way to indulge yourself than to wear nails that are extremely lavish and with crystals that drip down your fingers. So getting started on these nails, I put a base down of the color cashmere in Le Chat Perfect Match. After I put the base, I mixed up some custom colors in very pastel pink, golds, purples, and fuchsias, and I started making some palm leaves. I wanted to make them very pastel and almost like kind of hidden in the backdrop, just like one of the pictures from the 2019 Spring Summer Lookbook. And here I am ombreing some sunsets with the same colors of acrylic paints that I used for my palm leaves. And then I went over the palm leaves and ombreed some of the sides of the palm leaves to put them even deeper into the background. For my next look here, I created these petals that looked like, to me, either flower petals or feathers. I wanted to create a look that could be portrayed as either because I couldn't exactly tell in the picture. You can see in the background here. I then embellished it with Swarovski crystal pixies because look, if you could see, there's little tiny beads in the backdrop of the picture there. I applied them with the Wildflowers matte top coat, and I went back in and made sure that they were completely surrounded so they stayed on there. Yes, this is a hairbrush. I decided that I was going to use these hairbrush bristles for one of my steps for my nails. They ended up being the absolute perfect thing, so you'll see later how I used them. I did create a little moon here out of some of these nail tips with my drill. Then I poked a little hole in the middle of the nail tip with scissors. If you spin them around and put pressure, it creates a very symmetrical, even hole, and the little bristles fit right through there. I then painted these nail tips with a mix of the cashmere polish and a brighter pink. I wanted to create a little bit of a marbly look, and also I wanted to have that perfect color of in between. I then covered them with white chrome to give them a pearlescent look, as pearlescent was definitely something that portrayed the leisure theme of the Swarovski lookbook. I then embellished these nail tips with Swarovski crystals. I wanted them to be kind of a contrast to the pale pastel colors, so I used some like dark reds and purples and blues to create a nice contrast between the pastels. So once all my second nail tips were covered with crystals, I lined them up with the nail tip that they were going to be on top of. So here I used a little spot of glue to attach my flattened bristles to the nail tips. Look at there, it looks like little alien nails. I actually really love that look. I'm gonna have to use some bristles and other nails. So I applied one of these to each of the nails right in the center toward the moon area of the nail. I then made sure that they were on there good using some builder gel. I do this step by like quickly sticking my brush in the gel and then pulling it out really quick so you get a nice little string of that gel, and using that string to get in all the cracks. I do that as I apply my stones as well. So then I go in here and make sure my little nail plates fit on top of the nails perfectly, and they do. It's super cute. And then I wanted to cut off the elongated tips of the bristles. I don't need all that length. I just need a little tiny bit so my nail plate can swivel back and forth. Once I've cut them off to the perfect length, I put a little tiny dot of glue on the very tip of the bristle where I cut it, and then I put a slightly larger crystal than the circumference of the bristle so that the nail plates don't fall back off. Then here is the finished look. It is super glam. It is super cute. It's a little bit ridiculous, but that's exactly the look I was going for. So you can either wear the nail plate flipped up to go over the entire nail plate, or you can flip it back around to cover parts of your fingers and wear it as jewelry. This is my look. I hope you guys liked it. I loved making it. They're super fun to play with and like swivel them around. So thank you guys so much for watching. Follow me on social media. My Instagram is c.a.r.manny.
So in true competitor support, form, because
Yes.
they did it all last season
Yes.
and they're already doing it this
Yes.
season, Ashton posted in the KUPA chat that she wants to wear these nails. And then Jerry Fair joined in and said, I want to wear these too.
And I want to wear them too, Carly.
Yeah, yeah, all of us do. But see what we say about when you look at the picture, you can't even fathom what went in.
No, it doesn't look like these are two nails overlapping each other and that they're versatile, but
held together by a hairbrush
you can't
bristle.
tell that at all. But the coolest thing that I do want to say about this, because we did say last time who had the highest score, so Carly actually had the highest score.
Excellent.
For second pre-challenge, and Jan Arnold gave her a perfect score, which is like
that's unheard of.
Unheard of.
I know this of Jan because she's judged Nail Olympia with me. Yeah, you don't get perfect
tough.
scores from Jan.
And then I think she showed me her comment. She said that Carly's a cinematographer, so not only did she love the nails, but I mean that video.
Great video.
Was incredible,
yeah.
And that video really helped us understand these nails. So kudos to Carly.
Amazing.
So well done.
Great idea to think,
Beautiful.
how can I make a bar to keep this together? Oh, I'll cut a hair off a bristle off of a hairbrush.
Genius. So good job, Carly.
Awesome.
Good
These
job.
are great. I love the pieces. Listen, this is something that could be adapted to salon wear.
Oh, totally. These are wearable.
Like come up with an idea to make this something your clients will wear.
I'd wear it.
So our next competitor of the top 18 is Emily Nash. Emily Nash. I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah, the water effect on these nails.
Yeah.
Like
it looks like
real.
The reflections you would expect.
Exactly. These just realistic looking water. And then I love that rainbow nail because it kind of reminds me. I think these are like vintage surf inspired, and that's exactly what it speaks to me.
Well, that shape makes me, especially the pointer nail.
Yeah.
To me, that's a blinged out surfboard.
Totally.
If it's not meant to be, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is. But yeah, to me, these are just
the eye of the beholder. It's a surfboard. I like it.
These are very California.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
So
I like
beautiful.
the choice of stones. The stones on the thumb remind me of a bead that we used to have on shell necklaces back in the day.
I think that's like
very
her
retro.
inspiration. Yeah. So,
very pretty.
Super cool. Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our next competitor again is back.
Yes.
Because we had her all last year. The beautiful Jenna Jupin. So this one was one of your video submissions.
Yes.
So get excited because we are going to show the video on this one because, oh my goodness, I really enjoyed watching her build this.
I know, this is cool, and I like how I feel like the other girls, they did a lot of different things on each nail, but Jenna was like, I'm going for this one concept. It's going to be very clear. Let's go for it, and she did it well.
There's textured edges on these nails that she does in the video that I thought, where do you think of this idea?
Beautiful.
Where do you just go, I'm going to do this, and I do it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're amazing. So I'm not going to hold it up. We'll talk about it after the video, but go ahead and watch Jenna Jupin's video, and we'll talk about it when we get back.
clear gel, I applied Swarovski in the shape trapeze to give the bought at world's most expensive yacht, which features windows made of Swarovski. Swarovski fender.
I want to go sailing on the NTNA yacht.
I know. I think we need an NTNA cruise, right?
I think our decisions on this yacht are incredible.
It's precise. The water, we were talking about the sand.
Yeah.
The sand.
Yeah, the
effect.
sand was what I was getting
So
at before we
fine.
went. Yeah.
Yeah, and beautiful.
The decision to make that line.
Yeah.
And it's not just sand. It's like
Right.
she picked a color. It has sort of a pearlescence to
Right.
it. So, and there's
pearl.
texture, and then
Yeah.
there's the pearls, like.
And then she didn't want to do just like a blue nail. She was like,
No.
I gotta show some dimension with
Yeah.
that water.
Not being like straight on its water.
Right.
It's just gotta be an example of water.
Right.
Her stone decisions on the windows
the
are the
stone
right
decisions
size
are
for the
good.
yacht.
Are good.
Oh my god! And then the chains,
The chain's beautiful.
the chains and the hanging.
And when we go on our NTNA cruise, Jenna, you have to wear that hat you wore in the video. 'Cause
Oh, I
doesn't
know.
She look
Okay, so we were talking about. I've said it
resort ready.
before. She's model ready.
She is.
She uses herself as a model because
Yeah.
she's smart.
Yeah.
She's so lucky. She can work on herself.
Right.
But she's got 2 children.
Yeah.
And she's incredible.
And you know what I
she's
love?
beautiful.
Some people are so self-conscious, and I get that, like on camera
Yeah.
or whatever, like they don't want to show themselves. But I like how Jenna's like, I'm not just gonna show myself. Like I'm gonna do full makeup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear costumes.
Yeah.
Like she shows herself. So props
love
to
that
her.
hat.
I'm so proud of her. This is
I am
great
too,
though. This
really.
is great.
She did great.
Yeah.
So our next competitor is Jara Lee Fair, or
Hi,
Kiwi,
Jeremy.
right? She's our Kiwi.
Yes, adorable, adorable.
I spied the little turtle.
I love the hot air balloon. I like the color.
Yep.
I like that she kind of did some crazy 3D work to show us she's a good sculptor.
And now this is again guessing because I'm looking at the art.
Right.
It looks like the blue on the turtle is a coral reef.
Probably like a
Because it's got that,
Yeah.
holes and stuff in it. Has the compass going on the ring
sandy
finger.
textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Super
a
cute.
tribal look on the pinky.
Yeah.
But yeah, really like another travel friendly nail design.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Really cute. I feel like it kind of it makes me feel a little bit like there's New Zealand in there.
I think so. I think you can't take the New Zealand out of the
No,
nail.
you can't.
No.
So our next competitor is little Candy Kate Bland
Bland.
from Canada. I cannot say her name without smiling.
I know, because she's the
Candy
sweetest.
Kate.
Yeah.
Candy Kate.
Yeah.
So we have Candy's take on it, which she just was like, I'm gonna use
Pearl.
your stuff.
Happy.
I'm sticking to the pearls.
Pearls, yeah.
I'm not gonna paint any water in there or anything. I'm just doing the pearls.
Yeah, and she went off the nail, which I think is super brave.
Yeah.
Like, it's brave. And I think we've been seeing that more recently with, like, all the Fashion Week nails. Some people are not afraid to take their nail art onto the hand
Yeah.
or off the nail, but, like, she really went for it. She dressed that hand up, man, like a trail of pixie, a
Yeah.
trail of pearl, and then the corkscrew nail.
Yeah,
So, I mean, she went for it.
she did.
Go big or go home.
And these are good pieces for Swarovski to show. The one
Exactly,
dangling
they
off of
are.
the pinky is really cool.
They are, yeah. I think these are good.
I feel like she must have built that, unless it's a fabric. It's hard to tell, again, in a picture when you just have the picture. On this one, we didn't do the video because we've got 6, and they're 5 minutes each. We didn't want to keep you all here all day.
18 videos. Yeah.
Our next competitor, this one's really cool, which is why we had to show you it in a video, because I knew if anybody watched.
I love this one.
Yeah, you can't look at this picture and not go, I got to see this video.
Yeah.
That's Kelsey Waldo.
Yay.
Yeah, Kelsey Waldo's piece. If you're looking at the picture already, which I'm sure John has it up, that thumb piece is already making you go, what did she do?
These are like weapons, but crystal weapons.
Yeah.
Like crystal armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this set. It has great impact when you see that picture, when that picture came in.
Yeah.
The impact of that thumb, the pose. It's so
It's amazing how much you can get out of a side view sometimes.
Yes.
Just that perfect fan.
Amen.
You know, you get that perfect fan. Let's go to the video and
Yeah,
we'll talk about it when we come back, because there's a lot to say.
Yeah, I love this set. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Kelsey's Claws. So I made it to Nail's Next Top Nail Artist Season 6. Here is pre-challenge number 2, sponsored by Swarovski Crystals. First off, I want to say a massive thank you to Nails Magazine and CND for selecting me, and the amazing sponsor package from Swarovski. Thank you. This opportunity means the world to me. So Swarovski has put out their trends for spring-summer 2019, and it's Wanderlust. It's all about travel and experiencing and living life to the fullest. We were to interpret Wanderlust, and although I'm from a small town and have never seen the actual ocean before, I was immediately drawn to leisure. It is said to be about barefoot luxury, but the description all pointed to exclusive, high-end luxury with its bold colors, pearls, reflective surfaces, nautical looks, and beautiful jewelry. I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone and do something different. Now let's take a quick look at some inspiration photos and indulge your Wanderlust.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something.
Everyone knows that it all starts with a good foundation. I knew I wanted to push myself and do an extreme shape. I wanted something that would make you think of the shape of a yacht. I was highly inspired by the model's sleek gold pants. And since some of the words in the brochure were affluence, lustrous, and indulgence, I wanted the shape and color to reflect these words. A nice, sleek, sophisticated canvas for the beautiful Swarovski crystals. I was so captivated by many stunning pieces of jewelry showcased in this theme, specifically this cuff, which features the new dove gray pearl, along with these crystal earrings and new rock tube beads. I knew I wanted to combine elements of all three in order to create something that I had never seen before. To create this, I sculpted the rings out of black acrylic, used wire and deluxe rush crystal pixie to make the rock tubes. I laid down clear acrylic and placed my crystals in a geometric formation that appears to be floating. For this, I used various pearls, golden shadow, majestic blue, scarlet, white opal, and crystal. Now let's face it, after a wonderful day of relaxing with the sand between your toes, you want to hop into the ocean for a dip. But you do not want to lose your beautiful crystal cuff ring. No problem, just pop a magnet into the nail and onto the back side of the ring. I would not recommend wearing a magnet in everyday nails because you do get stuck to many things. However, because I'm wearing nail wraps and can pop these on and off at my leisure, see what I did there? The magnet seemed like a perfect solution to make this cuff and nail combo not only nail art, but also very exclusive because they only fit to one another. Also, you will notice I sculpted these nails out of core pink and white powder. This allowed me to have strength while being able to keep the nails thin. I then painted over with black gel polish because we all know that chrome really pops on top of black. This blue shift chrome makes me think of the ocean. And to tie my whole set together, I used various colors of crystals such as majestic blue, scarlet, golden shadow, cream ivory, crystal lilac, flatback shapes, various pearls, and white opals. As another element, I decided to add a sea turtle. This turtle is made out of clear acrylic, crushed shells, and of course crystals. I wanted it to look like a piece of jewelry, while also giving you a little taste of my 3D work. In many cultures, a turtle means longevity, and specifically in Japanese culture, it's also a symbol of luck. I hope this cute little turtle will bring me good luck as well.
I added detail to the turtle's back with black and gold gel polish. I then used cream ivory to finish the turtle's shell. His body and eyes are made out of crystal and majestic blue. For all my nails, I used 2 types of crystal pixie, Deluxe Rush and the new Street Star Bubble. They added dimension and sparkle while working in harmony with the crystals. As a finishing touch, I wanted a sea-inspired encrusted thumb cuff starfish made entirely out of scarlet and pearls. Here it is in super speed because it did take a long time to make, but it was so worth it. I love it so much. Here you see me sneaking in NTNA 6. In the brochure, it mentioned monograms and exclusive. This is definitely how this nail and ring combination made me feel, but also this competition. I feel so unbelievably grateful to have been selected to compete, and let's all cross our fingers that this is not the end for me. Here's another thing that I absolutely love about Swarovskis. Regardless of bright or subdued lighting, Swarovski crystals will always sparkle and shine.
So many really good comments. I've got so many, I'm just gonna buzz through a few people all at once. Lorna Andrews, one of the competitors, Kelsey Louise, Robin Quarles, Sarah Butterfield, like all these people are saying, oh my God, these are amazing, great shape.
Right.
And the magnet. The magnet is what everybody's going,
And
wow,
I
that
have
magnet's cool.
In my chat, Melissa and Stella, who are competing, were also like Kelsey, and then Dana from last year. Oh, I love
Yeah,
Kelsey.
it's so cool to see
good.
people, but very cool.
Love
That decorative piece on the thumb too is really cool.
Gorgeous.
It looks like a starfish holding her
Just
hand.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I like it a
Just
lot.
gorgeous. Yeah.
So I did look at the time.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're kicking it in overdrive a little bit because it's noon now and we still have quite a few. So Krisztina I should have practiced this one. Homolya.
Yeah.
Homolya. So Kristina's set, if I want to zoom in, she had that texture too that I thought I saw in Candy
pixie.
K. They must have made a pixie sheet.
Well, they got a lot of pixie. From
Yeah,
Pixie.
so she made something
Yeah.
out of the pixie. The pinky is cool.
I love the pinky. That's what I was going to comment on too, like that chrome and then the flower cut out.
Yeah,
Super cool.
it's cool the way she has them sticking in.
Yeah, adorable.
Yeah, and the thumb. I just think the
Chrome and
rose,
flower.
the black
Yeah,
rose,
yeah.
is very
Love it.
cool.
Yeah.
Ring finger's different. It almost kind of looks like one of those squishy ball decorations you hang.
Yeah, like a new
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really cool.
Cute. Yeah,
very
perfect.
cool. Our next competitor is Lorna Andrews.
Yeah.
We did have in the KUPA chat somebody asking, is anybody from the UK? Lorna Andrews,
is.
and coming up soon, Nixie Rose. They're both from the UK.
Yes.
So this is Lorna's submission.
Yeah, she also went the surf route, and I love the color story.
I do too.
Here. Man, I like.
I like the
that.
color blocking on the middle finger.
I do too, and I also like the color blocking with the stones on the thumb
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, where the
But
stones
yeah,
do the bulk of the work.
She went neon. She kind of went for it. I like it a lot. It was these are fun
Yeah.
nails. Like
I like too, if you look, the ring and the pinky are chained
joined.
together.
Yeah, they're joined together.
Super cute.
Yeah, wonderful.
Made her own charms. Very
Beautiful.
cool.
Yeah.
These ones have a lot to talk about. Melissa
I know
Salazar.
Melissa. I feel like Melissa, are you an overachiever? Because last week she gave us that hand-painted set within a set because it glowed in the
Yeah.
dark. And then now it's like, let's
These are
not just
cool.
sculpt something. Let's do like a ton of sculpting. Let's do a ton of dimension with the paint. So
She's got a little city going on over the
she's
thumb
an
because I see the Eiffel Tower in there.
overachiever. Oh yeah, and some Louis Vuitton luggage.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And
I
some
love the
crystal
Louis Vuitton
rocks,
luggage. That is
some
so
compasses.
cute. Yeah, the crystals
My
coming
God.
off look like, is it stalagmites when they come from the ground?
oh.
I only
You
know that
busted
because
that
hanging
out.
is
Good
tight.
job. And then
Hanging
mites.
has to hang on tight.
And stalagmite. Right?
Mite is the opposite.
that-
So it's the only way. In my head, I have to go
Third grade
stalactites
science.
grab on.
Third
Yeah,
grade
I paid
science.
attention.
I did not. pay
I
attention.
really like her compass.
I do too. You know what? There's a lot going on in this set.
You have
but
to break it down and,
but
like,
but
really-
it goes. She pulled like it's
Yeah.
unifying. I think it goes, and I think to me, what it says is that I'm serious. I want to put in a ton of work. I'm not going to overwhelm you, but I'm going to show you that I can do a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
she did. She did
She's
that.
got some skills in there.
She did that.
I'll be
So-
anxious to see what she does in some of the 3D challenges coming up.
Oh, And the hand painting. If
Yeah.
she's going to show us 2 in 1. Now, Melissa, I expect a lot.
Yeah, me
I expect
too.
a lot from you. These are great, though.
Yeah.
These are fun. Yeah.
Our other Brit from the UK,
Yeah,
Nixie Rose,
Nixie.
the shoe designer.
Yes.
Still waiting on
Yes.
my Game of Thrones
We'll
shoes.
never forget the shoe designer.
Like, at least bring them to Orlando and let me just stand
wanna
in them.
look at them.
I just want to stand in them.
Yeah,
take
and
a
take pictures.
picture.
And take pictures.
We'll
Yeah.
take selfies with your shoes.
Yeah. But I love
These are cool.
how she,
The
again,
astrology to it.
Astrology,
she's
kinda
got
like
constellation. She's
Old
got
West.
the Aries Ram kind of thing
That, but,
going
like,
on.
is it a
but it is the
bolero?
West. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like to me. But when you throw the constellation next to the ram head,
the
it
color
gets me
story.
going. Yeah.
The color story. Good colors.
She got. I mean, we've seen the shoes. She's already got a natural.
We know
this
she
is a
can
different
do,
canvas.
She can do color. And,
We have a video
yeah,
on this
Totally.
one.
Beautiful.
You're going to be excited to watch a video on this one because it is really cool and she's really talented. So let's watch Nixie Rose's video on these incredible nails.
Hi guys, this is Nixie Rose and welcome to my second pre-challenge of Next Top Nail Artist Season 6. For this challenge we are asked to create a nail design on one hand inspired by Swarovski's new Spring-Summer 2019 collection entitled Wanderlust. So Wanderlust simply translates as the strong desire to travel, and Swarovski has split this theme into 4 subcategories, each having their own unique take on the central theme. I decided to use adventure as a starting point to my design because I was won over by the colour palette which featured the new Majestic Blue alongside my all-time favourite Swarovski colour, Padparadscha. After picking out keywords, colours and patterns from the lookbook, I decided to call my design an adventure through the desert, inspired by what you would see, what you would wear and the things you'd find along the way. Starting with my thumbnail, I created a hollow chamber lined with copper leaf and filled it with loose crystal pixie to represent desert sandstorms and the time and movement that comes with travel. Using a colour blocking technique, I built up some geometric designs and used lace to create patterns inspired by Moroccan tiles. For my index finger, I created an ombre design inspired by the desert sky and also by my 2 main Swarovski crystal colours, Majestic Blue and Padparadscha. Next I used wire to create a constellation of the Big Dipper. For thousands of years, nomadic tribes have used the stars to navigate their way across vast deserts. I gently filed the wire to reveal the copper colour within and added crystals to represent the stars and moon. I also took a little bit of inspiration from the spray from the Wanderlust collection. The middle finger was the most technically challenging of all my nails, but it's also my favourite. I chose an antelope skull because I love the twisty horns and they mirror the pattern of the rattlesnake, which I plan to create on my little finger. I'm a big fan of the new Swarovski Fine Rocks tube beads, but unfortunately they were too big to use in my design. So I decided to create my own mini versions using crystal pixie and attach them to my nails in the form of a bolo necktie. I enjoy using fabric to create textures in acrylic, and filing away the surface to reveal the design underneath is so satisfying. I wanted to create a nail inspired by the embellished shawls with Spanish fringing mentioned in the lookbook. My first thought was to use thread, but I decided to use wire because I like how some of the copper shines through once it's filed. I created a Californian desert blue belt out of majestic blue crystals because I like how they mirror the bright blue of the sky above. Lastly, my little finger is inspired by desert rock formations and features a rattlesnake complete with a crystal pixie rattle. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had the absolute best time creating these nails, and I'm going to keep everything crossed that I'll see you back soon for top 12. Thanks for watching.
So we were talking about this video and how much we love it from Nixie, and then one of the things I commented on that I wanted to share with all of you, in that video she does such a good job of showing her inspiration.
Yeah,
She
the
storyboards
beginning.
it out. The designer in her comes out, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how they would storyboard a collection, a show, you know, everything like that. So I just love that she showed you all her inspiration.
She's got her sketches.
Oh, it's beautiful.
How she came up with
I
the
loved seeing
concept.
it.
Her, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a mood board kind
Yeah.
of. She's got a whole
It's
inspiration. I
gorgeous,
love
yeah.
it.
And
And
then-
if it wasn't for the video,
You wouldn't know.
you wouldn't know like
thumb.
that nail was
Yeah,
hollow and she put stuff
exactly.
inside.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
and
lot of tricks in there.
Shelley Whitney, these are gorgeous designs, amazing. Melissa, so creative. So thanks everyone.
Oh, and we were saying too how oddly cool skulls have become.
They're like, yeah, and because we're saying not just any skull,
Yeah.
right? Bird skull. Now I guess
Right.
we're doing cow, you
Yeah.
know, Georgia O'Keeffe style.
Valerie was here
Yeah,
a few months
yeah.
ago and demonstrated on Facebook Live her bird skull, and
Right.
I'm like, God, that looks
Sugar
so cool. I
skull.
want it. Now
Yeah.
this one,
Yeah,
very cool.
beautiful.
Our next competitor is Sarah Kay Abbott.
Sarah Kay.
I'm gonna zoom in so I can see. Oh,
Yeah,
I like the
anchor.
anchor.
The
anchor's
anchor
really
away. A lot of blues. Again, kind of like the Wanderlust, the sea inspired
Yeah.
design. The
There's a
blue
lot
drop.
going on the thumb. She's got
Yeah,
some chains in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some pixies.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Great job.
I'm drawn to the middle one, not just because it's in the middle.
I know it looks
the
like,
teardrop
like,
is cool.
Vintage jewelry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
it looks
reading.
like a brooch with a
Gorgeous.
dangling
Yeah,
jewelry piece.
beautiful.
It's pretty. Our next competitor is Stella Sampson. She is a video, so hold tight. She's gonna be a video, but I liked that thumbnail. And I liked
There's
just her whole
so
background
much
technique.
Here that's good.
Yeah, her background technique and the
Yeah.
mapping and the thin
Yeah.
lines, like I like
She
it.
went for like, yeah, like you were saying, like mapping in like a softer color scheme, like the
Yeah.
white, which I thought was kind of brave for this, but it works.
It's
it works.
cool. I'm gonna just go to the video
Let's do
because you
it.
got to
Let's
see
look
like
at
that middle nail
Yeah.
and how she does the lines,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna talk about it.
Hi everyone! Here we are at the top 18 of Nail's Next Top Nail Artist. Yay! This is our second pre-challenge sponsored by Swarovski Crystals. Swarovski has identified Wanderlust as the theme for spring and summer of 2019 trend innovations. Our challenge is to translate Wanderlust into a nail look worn on an actual hand. I decided to interpret Wanderlust as seen through my eyes. Let's see. My first nail is about freedom. Traveling allows you to express the way you feel, leaving behind
All right, so I have some really cute comments I wanted to read. So Kelsey jumps in and she says that I love these and the music, it moves me. So I just wanted to kind of speak to that. You know, these competitors are limited when it comes to the music they can choose because of licensing for their videos. So I love that Stella did pick something kind of moving. It kind of matched like the Greek theme, you know, of kind of like her culture and where she's from, and gave us that travel vibe. And then Sarah says, "Tiny Polaroids, how cute!" And we were talking.
We were talking about the
Like,
Polaroids.
more Polaroids.
I wanted more of the
Polaroids.
Polaroids.
Me too.
It was cute.
Yeah, and the compass moves. I think a lot of people were really enchanted with that. But just I love the freedom in this set, and we can't get over the map nail.
I know.
Yeah, it's just
I want to wear the map nail.
Me too.
Putting it out there.
Me too.
I don't know if you guys can see because you're seeing the whole set. We're able to zoom in. She's got around the map nail a silver edging, but she didn't do a perfect line.
No,
it looks torn away in a way.
Yeah.
It's I think that along with the color technique on that nail, it makes me I want a full set of these, please.
Totally. Yeah.
So our final of the 18, last set to look at, Trizia Vargas.
So fun. I mean, just the
She's
funnest.
a little bear.
Yeah,
Little
they're
bear.
kawaii nail artist.
Yeah.
So I love, of course, she said, "I'm not going to give you anything you expect. I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to be me."
Yeah.
And so she does this great like trick with like
seahorse.
Yeah, like the translucency, like the blues, the teals, the whites. Like I love that she does kind of like these jelly, almost like background theme nails.
Did you put a monogram on the pearl?
Cute.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then chunky stones, because she does like her bling.
Yeah.
So I like it. And chains, wasn't afraid of it. I'm gonna go all out.
She went for it.
So Trizia bold, love it.
Definitely her personality, I think.
It is all her personality, yeah.
So that's the 18. But you know, these have already been judged and everything's been knocked down because
this was in November.
We're down to 12 already.
So we have 12 finalists.
So I think you should be the one, and you should read.
All right. So I'm really, really, really honored to be here at KUPA and announce the 12 finalists. And so everyone, I want you to congratulate them because this is a huge feat. They actually already have their first challenge, so they're not messing around. Not that they ever were, but
no. The fact that any of them are in here of these 12 means like I don't even know where they get the time.
Well, they're done with time.
Oh, okay, so that one's done.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, they're not gonna have any free time.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like they're working on their submission.
They're done.
Because so next week's show, we are on the clock. We're week to week starting next week, and so she's going to announce the 12, and then she's going to tell you what the challenge is they're working on.
Yes. So congratulations, Ashley Hoffman, Ashton Harlan, Boyana Radohisic, Carly Snar, Emily Nash, Jenna Jupin, Jerilee Fair, Kelsey Waldo, Lorna Andrews, Melissa Salazar, Nixie Rose, and Stella Sampson.
Congratulations.
Well done. Well deserved. I mean, it was tough, but I'm so excited for them.
I am too. Just to make the top 24.
Of course.
Just to make the 18 and just to make the 12. You should all be very proud of yourselves. Yeah, that's a lot of people entered, and to get down to this micro size of people, you should be very proud of yourself. So at KUPA on our NTNA show, we have every week what we like to call the Super Scoop. So Beth doesn't make the challenge public right away. She gives it to the challengers, and then we week to week get to give the Super Scoop.
You get it second.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Beth is going to share with you who's next week's sponsor and what did they make these girls do.
Okay. So our first official challenge of season 6 is sponsored by Orly. So starting next Tuesday, you're going to see all 12 entries using the product that Orly sent to these girls a week ago almost to get things started. So right now they're actually in the thick of building these sets. So the challenge is called Seeing Clearly. Orly's new builder in a bottle allows you to extend, encapsulate, and build. For this challenge, we want to see extended nails using builder in a bottle on an actual hand. So the base of the nail has to contain encapsulated elements, but so no solid coats of color, only encapsulated at the base. So we want to see clear nails with something embedded in them.
Cool.
And then you have to build on your design by creating embellishments using Builder in a Bottle.
So you're making it.
Making
Yeah, you're
embellishments.
not buying these embellishments.
Color can be used to help make the embellishments, but only Orly color. And other pre-made embellishments can be used, but they can't be more than 50%
Cool.
of the design. So that means we want to see a lot of embellishments made with that Builder in a bottle. And then of course we're going to see videos next week.
I'm so happy when sponsors say that's part of it. I'm sorry to the competitors because it's so much more work, but it's so important, I think.
Exactly. And so the video has very specific requirements that need to be met. So we need to see in the video the building of the nails, the actual extending of the nail. We need to see the encapsulation technique, and I need to see the building of at least one embellishment.
Cool.
So it's exciting.
This is going to be a fun video.
It is.
It's going to be a fun video.
And I think the look of all these nails is going to be really, really cool with all the clear and the tricks of like the see-through underneath. I think it's going to be really cool.
Due to time constraints, we won't be able to air all 12.
Right.
But what we're going to do is we'll pick, you'll know.
I'll select a few.
We'll know next week who made it. No, the week
we'll
after.
We'll be in the middle.
Okay, so next week we're not going to know. Next week we probably will play more of the videos, but then as we're moving on and we're announcing who the winners are, we'll probably be just playing the top videos. And then of course when we get down to a small enough group and we have the time, we will air every video. But I also want to say, because you said it in the beginning, this all comes to a head in Orlando, Florida. The networking event, the award ceremony. I am telling you, if you have never been to Orlando, Florida show, you have no idea what you're missing, first of all. It is the largest show ever, like huge. You need roller skates. The award ceremony last year and networking event, over 600 people.
Yes.
We had over 600 people. So if you are aspiring to meet the who's who of the nail industry and, bump elbows with people in this industry, other creative-minded people, you have to start putting your money away now and get a ticket to this event. We are all going to be there.
Yes.
The winners will be announced. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to have a lot of good stuff going on that I'm not giving away right now. So weekly we're going to talk about, if you aren't there, you're square.
A square-shaped nail.
Yeah, and then of course tune in weekly here.
Yeah.
Whether you're on Nail's Facebook page or you're on KUPA's Facebook page, we're here Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time every week. This will be going on right up until the big party in June.
Until the end.
So join us every week. And if you want to know what each week is going to cover, we now have up at the NTNA page at nailsmag.com the NTNA Recap Show TV Guide.
We have a TV guide. I'm so excited because I miss having a TV guide.
Yeah, and that is at nailsmag.com/KUPA TV Guide. So you'll be able to see, you're not going to get to see the super scoops, so you're not going to know, they're not going to know what they're working on.
But you'll get little hints about what we're going to be talking about. So you won't know what the challenges are, but you'll kind of get a little bit of a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can give you.
Yeah. So that's our show this week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in each week. Congratulations to the top 12. We're so excited to see what we're going to see next week.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, and let's see what they bring us with the Orly Challenge next week.
Let's do this. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Good
We'll
luck.
see you next week. Good luck, everybody.
Bye.